This is a video. This is a video about you. It's about passionate teachers and trainers like you who impact students with online courses and help build their careers. We at Learnyst help you to teach students online with your branded website and mobile apps. Using Learnyst, our teachers have helped lakhs of students, sold more than 25,000 online courses and earned over 250 crores in revenue by teaching online. And we have instructors and trainers from around the world who teach varied subjects in different languages. And all their needs are brought to life with Learnyst. Our test preparation customers like 2IIM and Exergic are among the top 15 best online coaching institutes in India. Many independent educators like Pankaj Sir Academy, Owen Bonbons have become profitable online academies, making 20 times the revenue. We have business firms like UPX Academy and TCI who skills nearly 30,000 employees every single year. With Learnyst, you can create unlimited courses and add unlimited students. You can also conduct live classes and interact with students through our live chats. You can teach students from beautiful website with attractive course sales page for every course. Our instructors are growing online more than ever before. We want you to succeed and grow your online academy. Come, join the community of successful online instructors and leave your legacy of teaching online today. Sign up for 14 days free trial to explore all of our features hands-on.
Hi, hello everyone. This is Ranjan, co-founder of Learnyst. I'm very excited to have you again in this live webinar, interactive live webinar that we have started this month. And this is our second episode. I'm really happy to see the overwhelming response. So we had more than 500 registrations and really glad to see this happening. So hope everyone is keeping safe and during this difficult times. And it's been a lockdown here in Bangalore. So we are forced to take this webinar from our homes. But nevertheless, we have made the arrangement. So hopefully there won't be any glitches. And we will be starting this webinar. And just to give a glimpse of this webinar, what we'll be doing in this webinar. So this webinar is about creating the course, how quickly you can create the course and start your online academy. So many of your teachers out there are asking us this question. So how do I create a course? How do I go online? Especially given the scenario, there is a need of the hour. It has become a need of the hour that the teachers have to go online and teach online. So it's very essential that you need to know how to prepare your course material, how to take the things online, right? So I understand, I mean, most of the teachers out there are classroom-based teaching, like you are very much equipped with the classroom setup. But when it comes to online, there has to be certain things that you will have to take care of, so which we will be talking in this webinar. And believe me, it's a lot of takeaways will be there in this webinar. So just stay tuned, and along with me in this webinar, I have Vaishak from my team. So who will be actually giving you an overview of how to create the course, step-by-step instructions. So we are taking it very simple. We understand the difficulty in creating the course. So we are taking it very simple. We are keeping it very simple. And even if you are someone who is just starting online, right? So you can take it up. I mean, you can pick up the things from this webinar, and we have kept it very simple. And even if it is someone like who are already creating courses, for them also, I believe there is something that you can take away from this webinar. So with that note, I'll get started. And before I hand it over to Vaishak, I would just like to introduce about Learnyst, what we do in Learnyst, and who is it Learnyst for? I mean, what kind of people or what kind of teachers are using Learnyst? So I'll just give a brief overview of that, and then I'll hand it over to Vaishak. So I'm just presenting a small presentation here. Okay, so basically, as I said, in this webinar, we will be talking about how to create a course, right? Quick guide to create the course. So again, just to give an overview of Learnyst, today we have more than 1,000 educators who are using Learnyst brand, who are using Learnyst platform to sell their courses online, right? So these are educators, teachers, training institute owners, schools, colleges. So any kind of educators out there who want to launch their online academy, they can use Learnyst and they can start selling their courses and mock test online. So we have more than 1,000 educators using our platform, and they have been serving more than 3 million students using Learnyst. And they have generated 250 crores in revenue. So believe me, these are online revenues, right? So these are the course sales revenues that I'm talking about. And this is huge, right? And these are the teachers who have started new, right? So they had classroom set up and now they wanted to go online. So they use Learnyst and they launched their courses, mock tests. So they have taken their institutes online or coaching online and they have earned 250 crores in revenue, right? So this is tremendous, right? So the opportunity you can imagine, it's really multifold and it's really a huge opportunity out there for teachers. So if you're someone who is passionate about teaching, or if you own a coaching institute or a college or a university, so you can use Learnyst and you can just launch your courses on your own website and mobile app. So that's what we do. And believe me, we have educators from around the world. Given the SaaS nature of the platform, like everything is online, cloud-based, so you can just launch your courses wherever you are. It doesn't matter. So you can use Learnyst and you can launch your courses on your own website and mobile app. So we are fortunate to see teachers using our platform across the world. So predominantly we have teachers from India, but we have teachers from US, Middle East, Southeast Asia. So we have teachers all around the world. So I just want to highlight on some of the key things that we distinguish ourselves in Learnyst, right? So the main distinguishing feature that we provide, or the factor that we have, is about complete branding and mobile apps, right? So what I mean by this is you can launch your courses and launch your courses and mock test on your own website and mobile app. So this is completely branded. Everything is happening on your own website and mobile app. The payment gateway is integrated. So the students will come to your site or mobile app and they will access your courses from your own website and mobile app. So you get the complete branding. You get to keep the student information yourself. So all the student details, their complete information is with you. And of course, the course content is always yours, and we assure you the content security as well. So the next big thing we assure you is the content security, as you can see there. So we have many features that we have implemented, like DRM encryption, content restriction, like screen sharing restriction, or OTP login. So there are multiple security features that we provide, which makes your course highly secure. So with DRM encryption, no student can actually download your content and pirate it, right? And the next biggest advantage you get with Learnyst is there is no transaction fee. So which means whatever the course sales that happens on your website or mobile app, it's completely yours. You get to keep 100% of your course revenue yourself, right? And now, like, we have introduced live classes as well. So which means like you can conduct live classes on your own website and mobile app. So this is something big. You can imagine that everything that you can imagine to teach online is there in Learnyst. So you can sell your courses, recorded courses, mock tests. You can conduct live classes. So everything is coming under a single platform for you. So it's very easy for any educator of any size to get started on Learnyst and to launch their own online academy, right? And of course, other big thing is we don't restrict you on number of courses or tests. So this is again a free hand that you get, right? So you can experiment with your courses, you can launch as many courses as you want, and there is no restriction as such. So again, and also on the student side, we don't restrict you on the number of students, so you can have as many students as you want, right? So it again gives you a lot of free hand in terms of exploring the online opportunities out there. And believe me, we have teachers who have started with 0 students and they have gone all the way up to more than 1 lakh students, right? So you can imagine the transition, you can imagine the power of the platform. So you can just go online and explore the opportunities that you have. So as I said, if you are a teacher, if you are passionate about teaching, if you have any skill set that you want to teach to others, so you can just sign up on Learnyst and then teach your subjects online. Right, I'll just take few minutes to show what customers we have and what they are selling on Learnyst. So as you can see, like we have different spectrum of teachers using Learnyst. So we have test preparation institutes like CAT institutes, GATE exams, IIT JEE, law exams, so CA exams, right? And we have corporate trainers, vocational trainers, and of course lifestyle learners as well, so coaches as well. So we'll just go through it quickly and just to give you a glimpse of it so that you know where you can fit in and whether Learnyst is a fit for you or not, right? So I'm just taking some examples here. So 2IIM is one of our earlier customers who have been using Learnyst for many years, and they have been very successful in launching their online CAT courses. So this is their website, the screenshot that we have taken from their website. As you can see, it's completely branded. Everything is happening on their site, and the students can come to their site and purchase the courses, right? So we also provide mobile apps, as I just talked about. Again, the mobile app is completely branded. So this is 2IIM branded mobile app that you can see in the Play Store. All the screens that you see here is coming from Learnyst, but the branding is completely of 2IIM. That is your branding, I mean to say, right? So it's a seamless access for your students as well. The students can access your courses on the website as well as on mobile app, right? So this is again another customer of Learnyst, so who is actually giving vocational courses. Like when I say vocational, it's programming courses here, Java programming and or any programming languages per se. So you can, even if you are a language trainer, you can use Learnyst to create your language courses and sell it online, right? Again, this is the equivalent version of the app. As you can see, every app is branded, so it comes in your own brand. So this is a law institute who coaches for law exams. So again, I'm not going into the detail, but I just want to show you the breadth of the platform or the spectrum of users that we have. So this is something different. Owens Bonbon, they have been using Learnyst for quite some time now, and they create courses on baking, right? So you can imagine it's just not restricted to only test preparation or IIT JEE or anything like that, the mainstream education, which I mean. So it can be anything. It can be anything, even as good as cooking or baking. So you name it. So if you have any skills, you can just go there and launch your own online courses. So and as you can see, it's completely branded. Again, I'm highlighting that because that's very important. That's one of the key features that you will get from Learnyst. So, and whatever the courses that you launch, once you publish the course, as you can see here, it comes with its own page. So every published course will have its own page, so which makes it very easy for you to market your courses or give a link to your course directly to the students, right? So as you can see here, you can make a very beautiful course page where you can have course title, description, the course image. So all these things you can just configure it in your admin dashboard. And once you publish your course, it goes live on your website and mobile app. And students can come to your site and they can purchase the course. So as you can see here in the screen, there's a buy now button, and the students can buy the courses from your own website. Right, so this is another example, again, on the fitness side. So Tarun Gill is very a popular sports instructor or a promoter, I would say. So he's using Learnyst to launch. He has launched his online fitness courses on Learnyst. So we are very fortunate to have these people on Learnyst. And again, this is again a lifestyle course about the beauty. So you can see this. There are some beauty courses that this particular institute has created and uploaded on Learnyst. So I just wanted to give a glimpse of it, as I said. So I hope it gives you an understanding of what you can do on Learnyst. And believe me, if you are a teacher, if you're passionate about teaching something, so you can certainly make it big, and we are there to help you. So that's the message I want to give you. And before I hand it over to Vaishak, I just wanted to let you know about this demo.learnyst.com. You can visit it at a later time, but this demo.learnyst.com page has the complete demo video of Learnyst. So where you can see the entire demo, product demo out there, right? So you can just make a note of it. We also have it in this presentation as a note at the end. So don't worry, you'll get this presentation, complete presentation of the webinar. So you can just use this, and I just recommend you guys to have a look at it at a later time, right? So yeah, so before we hand it over to Vaishak, we just want you to take some time to answer this quick poll. So this is just to understand where you stand, and probably we can pitch accordingly in this webinar, right? So just take a minute to answer this. So how much time would you need to create a 10-hour online course? So there's no right or wrong answer. So just feel free to put your answers out there, and we'll just get started. So I'm just giving some 30 more seconds so that we can wrap it up. Okay, great. So I can see some great responses here. Okay, great. So we have some answers here. Thanks everyone for taking time to answer this poll. I just revealed the answers here. So less than 1 week, about 23% of the people are saying they can create the content, 10-hour content in less than a week. 1 week to 1 month is 62%. That's really nice. And 1 month to 3 months is 15%, and more than 3 months is 0. Okay, great, awesome. So this is a fantastic insight that you can get. I mean, I think this is the market average as well. So basically, so it would take anywhere between 1 week to a month to create a good quality content. Of course, if you are doing this day in, day out, then you can probably create it in less than a week. But on an average, if you are new and if you're getting started, probably it would take a week to couple of weeks to get your content ready. So with that, I'll hand it over to Vaishak. So Vaishak is the content architect at Learnyst. So he keeps browsing a lot of things every day, everything around education, how to create content, how to market courses. So he's been our content architect in Learnyst for more than a year. It's very fascinating to have Vaishak in Learnyst. And believe me, he has tons of knowledge. He has gone through tons of resources, and he keeps putting out his knowledge out there in our blogs. And I think this webinar, he is just summarizing everything that he has gathered over the years in this webinar. So it will be a lot of takeaways for you. So with that introduction, I'll hand it over to Vaishak. Over to you, Vaishak.
Yeah, hi Ranjan. Thank you very much. Thanks it was very nice to hear the introduction, and it was good to hear about all these things. Thank you, Ranjan. So, hi course creators, welcome all. Welcome you all to the session. So very glad to have you all. In the session, basically, I would like to share my knowledge, share my insights about how to create online courses. So I'll just begin with the basically like when you start with a course, right? I mean, when you are actually you may always have a course idea. Like you may want to start a course, but how do you actually know if that course is really profitable? You may have a lot of knowledge, but you should also know what your students are actually looking for in your online course, right? So in this course, I'll summarize some of the steps that you can do if you are just starting out. So if you have a course idea, the steps that we will discuss here will probably help you to create a profitable online course, right? So let's get started. So basically it's like, so I have a course idea over here, which is like a resume writing course. So what this course is, it's like I have this course idea because when I started to come into the tech industry, I never knew how to write a resume. So I thought, okay, might as well use my experience or knowledge that I have gained, and basically use that to create a course that will be helpful for students. So this is my idea. So in this step, I will show you how you can validate such an idea online, like to find a profitable online course. So the first step that you would do is to actually identify your student pain points, right? I mean, basically, when you are actually creating a course, your students will also be searching for such a thing. So you should know what their pain points are. Basically, what I mean is, what are their fears? What are their needs? Are they really looking for something very relevant? Are they having a struggle? Can your course help them solve that problem? So that is what we want to find out, and there are ways to do it, right? So I'll discuss some of the approaches that we can use to find out what your students really look for in your course. And the first step to do that would be to go to Google. So every student types their query in Google, right? Everyone does that. So you can use that. Google gives you the way to do it. For example, if you are just giving resume writing, for this purpose, resume writing, if I just give in Google, I can find that there are a lot of questions around resume writing. So, for example, my students would be looking for things like what is resume writing, how to write a resume, um, what are the common mistakes of resume. So all these questions students want to know the answer for. So this kind of very targeted questions, you have to note it before you start creating your course. That is the first step, because your goal is to create a profitable online course. Now, the another tool that you can use to find your student points is to use a tool called Uber Suggest. It's a free tool, and you can go to ubersuggest.com and give the same query. So as you can see, when you give the query resume writing and select keyword ideas, the tool itself will give you all the questions that students are asking for. So, for example, it will not just show you the questions; it will also show you some amazing statistics. So for example, in this case, it will show you how easy or difficult it is for your course to rank in Google. So that means if a student is searching for resume writing and if the score is low, then the chance of your course coming on the top of the on the Google searches, if you do all the SEO properly, uh, it's high. So those kind of analytics this tool will give you. So you can actually find a list of all the questions that your students are asking, and you can even export it into an Excel file or CSV file by this tool. So this is a really amazing tool. And another tool, so all these tools are actually free. There is no like you can get started with all these tools just for free without paying any money. And another useful tool is called Quora. It's a platform where people ask questions. I hope you would already know Quora, what Quora is. So here, if you give say your question such as how to write a resume, you will find a lot of interesting questions. So some of the questions that student ask for is, how do you prepare a resume and covering letter? How do you write a resume when you have very poor grades? Or how do you write a resume when you have no experience or little experience? So basically here the students are actually looking for, they like, for example, this particular student who has asked this question, he may have a low grade, but he still want to write a resume. And now another student here may be wanting to get a job in a company like Deloitte or maybe get into an internship, but he doesn't have any experience or maybe he doesn't have the skills. So how do you write that? So this kind of targeted pain points you need to identify. You need to identify the fears of students. You need to identify what that student is going through, what is in his mind. So if you know that data, you can start creating really targeted and really amazing codes that will get lot that from which you will get a lot of returns. So the next step will be to so once you have gone to Google, once you have gone into Uber Suggest, and once you have gone to Quora, you can summarize what all those points in an Excel sheet or a Word file, and you can summarize to around 5 to 10 points. So here I have used a free tool called Xmind. It's called a mind map tool. It's a free tool. So this tool allows you to, you can give your ideas in a chart format or in a mind map format. So in this, you can summarize around 5 to 10 points to come up with your student pain points. So in my case, the student finds resume writing to be very confusing. The another thing is maybe he dreams to get into a job, but he has insecurities about his low marks or he's not very confident about attempting interviews. So this kind of valuable insights you can get from all these tools, right? So this clears the first step. So the first step is that you have identified what your students want, what they are actually looking for. So is your course a really profitable one? So that input you can get from your first step. In the second step, what you will do is you will define your course goal. That means what will your students get from this course, or what will you give to your students, right? So that is another important thing. So when a student enrolls into your course, he should get a return from that course. So how do you do that? How do you come up with a course goal? It's pretty simple. All you need to do is whatever pain points you have identified in your previous step, you just transform it into a course goal. So for example, if in my previous goal, the student finds resume writing as confusing and he's seeking for resume writing, some clarity on resume writing. So my course goal I can make is write resume and covering letter the correct way. So I can show him the correct way of how to write a resume and a covering letter. And same way, one more question that he had was overcome insecurity over low marks. So he has got low marks. Now he wants to write a resume for that. So, well, I can give him some 5 tips to craft resumes, and even if his marks are low. So likewise, you can just see the pain point and write the opposite solution for that pain point. So this way you can make course goal. Ideally, it is better if you can come up with some 3 to 5 goals that are like that you want to do for your course. So this way we have identified the course goals as well. So now we will go into the third step, which is to focus your target audience or identifying your real target audience. So far what we have done is we have identified your student needs. You have also identified what your course will try to achieve. Now in this step, what you will do is you will clearly define which target audience or which students should really enroll for your course. So why this step is important is because see, you can always say like, okay, my course will be helpful for all the students, but usually it is always better to get returns from your course, or in order to make a profitable online course, it's always better to have a targeted audience. So your course will be specific to that audience. It will really help them solve that particular problem. So for example, one of the easier ways to do this, usually how you do this is by using your existing knowledge into use. So for example, in my case, since my background is in the tech industry, and because I myself have gone through as a fresher all the challenges a student will face, I would feel like my target audience will be freshers who don't know how to write resumes, or who have never written a resume before, or who feel it's very challenging to write a resume. So for those kind of audience, I can I can make my course available to those kind of people. So the advantage what this gives is when you target your audience and when they enroll into your course, when you reach out to such an audience, they will give you much better course rating. So when they will find their problems are solved, so your course will get a higher rating in that rate. And generally the word of mouth will spread because those people will start marketing your course, or they will share it to your friends. Hey, look, I got into a course. It is really helpful. You should also join. So they will actually market that course on your behalf if you identify the right target audience. So one approach I told you was to use your experience. Now, usually what happens is if you find it very tough to come up with your identifying your target audience, a easier way would be to write down 3 to 5 points or 3 to 5 students who should not buy your course. So when you define or when you remove the students who shouldn't be part of your course, usually you will get a clarity of who should be part of your course. So in my case, I will avoid all the students, who have, or anyone who has 3+ years of work experience, or I will avoid people who are not eligible to work, like who are less than 18 years old, or students from non-engineering stream, because my course will be basically for the tech people who have an engineering background. So when I define that kind of thing, I can automatically get, or I'll find it very easier to define who my course is for. So for example, my course will be for anyone who is less than 2 years old, who have never written a resume before, and for students or for graduates who want to attempt the interview but don't know how to answer questions in the interview or feel not less confident about the interviews. So with that, we have covered the three steps. The first step was identifying the students, then structuring the course, and then defining the identify the course goal, and then defining who should be part of your course. Now the fourth point will be to define a course structure. So course structure, what we will do is we will take up the course goal, which we have identified in the previous step, and we will expand the structure from there. So meaning we will say that this is the final outcome that I want to give for my students, and how we will do that, we will write it down as sections or as steps. So this will become a structure for your course. For example, if my course is about resume writing tips for freshers, then the first step I will write from the first section for my course will be how to write a resume and covering letter the correct way. That will be the first step. The second step will be I will teach them how they can craft resumes even if their marks are low. And the third step, I will tell them how to build a powerful resume. So with that, they have actually got a resume in place. So they have learned to write the resume and covering letter the correct way. They also know what all tips they should follow, even if their marks are low. And using that, they have come up to build a very powerful resume. And the last step, I can even give them some best practice interview tips where I can have a one-to-one interaction with them through live classes or something like that. So with that, we have come up with a course structure as well. Now this part is where the fifth part where we will be creating course content. So usually what happens is teachers or course creators, they think about creating a course as starting with the course content first itself. But usually it doesn't work that way, because before you start creating a course, it is really required that you spend all your time to get people who buy your course, or that you get a very profitable you make profits out of your course. So because of that, you need to follow all the four steps. So like identifying your audience, having a course goal, having a structure in place, and then you start creating content for your course. So here I will show you three easy steps or three easy ways in which you can create your course content. The first step is to, you may already be using PowerPoint presentations. PPTs are really amazing ways of creating online content. All our educators who have used, they started with a PPT course. So, and there are a lot of amazing free templates that you can get in Google Slides and Microsoft PowerPoint, where that gives you very good PPT templates. So using that, you can make amazing PPTs. The second type of content that you can make is by using videos. So usually what happens is course creators, they say like, okay, we don't have videos. Where do we get there? How do we get videos for our online course? Well, YouTube has an amazing list of videos, and those there are some videos which are labeled as Creative Commons, or that has a Creative Commons license. Using that, you can actually share the videos in your online academy to your students by giving credit to that course creators. So usually what happens is you may not be able to develop an animation video. Like for example, if you are running, say, if you're teaching physics or chemistry or something courses like that, and if you want to show an animation of a molecule or animation of electricity or something like that, it may be difficult for you to create such a videos. But if you go to to YouTube and use the Creative Commons license as a filter, you can actually get a lot of amazing content that you can use it for free. Some of the licenses allow you to even edit the videos, but generally you will find a lot of shareable content for your students. So using that, you can actually start building your contents even if you don't have any content. For example, if in my case, say I want to show my freshers how they can attend interviews very confidently. So if I just use the Creative Commons filter of YouTube and give the search, I can get how IAS toppers are actually using the interviews, or how they are actually attempting the interviews from YouTube itself. So this can be a very value add to my students. So likewise, you can also find your own content. Now the third way is to use a free a video recording tool called Loom. It's actually a plugin. You can get it from you can get it installed in your Google Chrome. So if you just use this plugin, it allows you to record your PPTs or anything, your screen, along with your camera, which has a face of yours. So using that, you can create high definition videos for your students in a matter of like what 5 minutes. That's all. So it's really easy to use this kind of tool, and it's kind of free. So it's free, like for a particular amount of videos, it's free. But generally, to get started, you can use these tools to create your contents online. Now, the next step, or once you have done creating your contents, so usually when you start creating your contents, if you don't have any contents ready, using these methods that I have told you, even if you don't have any content ready, within a month, that is within 3 to 4 weeks, you can actually use these resources to start building your online content. So once you have your online content, you can come to Learnyst. We have a free sign up feature where you can sign up for a 14-day free trial, and you know launch your own online academy for free. Now, in that, you can we have a course builder where you can actually create your course sections and start uploading your contents. So as you can see, we already we have created a course structure over here. So write resume and covering letter the correct way, tips to craft resumes. You can make sections like this. You can structure it in the academy. It's very simple and very easy. It's just drag and drop features, and you can create lessons like videos, PDFs, PPTs, audios, anything. So even live classes also can be conducted. And once you upload all these materials of yours and give on publish, your course is it's ready. And once you publish your course, great, your course contents are live and your students can see it. So this is how your students will be seeing your course content. And every course will have a very good sales page, and you can give very amazing images to your course. You can add videos, you can give syllabus, you can give descriptions, all host of amazing things you can do to make your course look attractive. And with the pain points of students that you have identified from Uber Suggest and from Google, when you use those in the titles and in your course, you can have your course even listed in Google very fast. So this way you can get a lot of students and create a profitable online course. So kind of we have come up to the end of the of my part of the course creation part. Before I hand over the session, there are a lot of free resources available that I have included in this presentation. So once the presentation comes to an end, you will receive the handouts. So you here in the handouts, you will get all these free resources. So that's it from my side. Now I think I'll handle over the session back to Ranjan. Hello.
Vaishak, thank you, and it was indeed a very good presentation. So I hope everybody could get what Vaishak was just summarizing here in terms of what are the 6 steps that you can take it up to create your online course, right? So these are very fundamental things. So you can start with this, and you can certainly create amazing content if you just follow these guidelines, right? So I think, I think just to summarize again, so basically you have to just identify whom you're targeting to, right? What course you're targeting, and to whom you're targeting your course for, right? The moment you know what the students are searching for using this Google analysis or Quora, so as Vaishak just explained, so you can just make a list of the terms that students are searching, then come up with your course goal, and then you just create your course structure, curriculum basically, and then prepare the content itself. So if you go it in this structured way, it becomes much easier for you. You have a roadmap or a framework in place, so which makes it much easier for you to create content, right? So with that understanding, I have a good takeaway for you, for everyone out there. Even if you are starting new, it's really, I think it's helpful. Or if you are someone who are already into content creation, then probably I'm sure that you can take a couple of points from this webinar. And as you can see on the screen, so there are a lot of materials that we have listed down here. So you can feel free to use this tools, and most of these tools are free tools, so which is really good to get started with. And as you get more expertise, you can probably subscribe to the paid subscriptions or go to the advanced tools, right? So we'll just move on to a Q&A session with this. I think we had a couple of questions coming from the from the session here. So we'll take it up and just be on this webinar. There is a free, or sorry, there is a discount coupon that will be showing up in this webinar. So this is an exclusive offer that we are giving for this webinar attendees. So just stay tuned, and probably we'll just take a few questions, and then we will reveal the coupon code shortly. So with that, I'll just open it up for question and answer sessions. So I think there is a question coming. So how does it take to create an online course? So again, a great question. So I think Sandeep, you have asked this question. So it's a great question. So to answer it short, it becomes, I mean, it completely depends on like what you are creating, right? So if you are talking about videos or more advanced course content creation, then it could take more time. But our suggestion is, if you are someone who is starting new, right, who is just getting online, who is getting into online teaching newly, then we would recommend you to take this simple approaches where you create a presentation or a PDFs, your notes that you might have it as a notebook. In the notebook, you might have prepared the notes. Just convert it to a Word doc, and from Word doc you can convert to a presentation or a PDF, and just upload it as a PDF content. So on Learnyst, we support multiple formats. Basically, we support PDF, PPT, videos, audio, Scrum, Tin Can, HTML lessons. So PPT, PDF, and article lessons are very easy to create. It's just like your notes material that you're converting into a PDF format or a PPT format. So which is really easy to get started with and to create. So I would strongly advise anyone starting new to create this kind of a material, so you can create the materials quickly and go online in a short time, right? But if you are someone who is planning to create a video content, right, so that could require some setup actually. So you need to have a good microphone, good lighting arrangements if you are planning to capture the video itself of the teacher who is writing on a board. So it requires a bit more complicated setup, which we wouldn't advise if you are starting new. But that is certainly more engaging in terms of the student engagement or the quality of content, if you want to say, then it is more engaging, no doubt. But yeah, the content, video content creation could take anywhere between more than a week to a couple of weeks. So again, depending on your setup readiness and the content readiness as well, I mean the script readiness as well. But yeah, I mean, to answer it short, probably you can get started with the notes material that you have, PPTs, PDFs, and other good option that for first comers or newcomers is that you can create the test material, quiz. So you can create quizzes or small exams, right? Like the mock exams, mock tests. So you can create, again, very easy to create, like you have to prepare the multiple choice questions or subjective type questions depending on the, and you can just launch these online tests itself on your platform, on your website and mobile app. So these are some of the simple tricks to get started online. But yeah, I mean, just to answer your question, I think it might take anywhere between 1 week to 3 weeks, depending on what you're planning to create. Again, great question, Sandeep. Thanks for asking it. Okay, so yeah, for the audience, please feel free to ask your questions, and then we'll take it up one by one. Okay, so here's another question from Akhtar. How to create an effective course curriculum? Okay.
Yeah, hi.
The question is how to create an effective course curriculum. I think you just did it in
Yeah,
the
I got the question. Yeah, right. So as I have covered it in the presentation, so to create an effective course curriculum, The first step is like, you can identify, you can start with a course goal, and you can expand the goal further to create a curriculum. And that depends upon the contents that you know. So you need to see what the market is actually giving. So for example, if we that's why the first step is really important, where you're doing a market analysis of the courses. So when you go and research on what other course creators are also giving, or what students are actually seeking, you can note those things down, and you can make your course curriculum, you can actually expand your course curriculum based on your knowledge and the market feedback that you're getting. So like I said, you have to create the step would be to have a course goal, and to add your inputs, your own inputs, or your own unique thing that you can add, that you need to add in your bring into your course, in order to give your in order to expand it as a very good curriculum.
Okay. Okay, great. So I would just take a minute to show, since the question was about how to create a course curriculum, I'll just share my screen and show how you can do it on Learnyst. So I'll just share my screen. Just give me a minute. Okay, so yeah, this is the admin dashboard. So once you sign up on Learnyst, so this is what you see. You can create the courses, test everything here. You can manage your complete online academy using this admin panel. So once you are in the admin panel, you can just go to courses and create the course, right? Or you can just click on any of the courses that you have already created. So I just want to show how you can create it in the builder, the course builder. So we call this as course builder, where you can create the course curriculum in this builder. So as you can see here, you have components here. So you can add a section. So you first have to create a course, and inside the course, you can have sections, and you can have videos, audio, PDF, slides, live lessons, articles, Chrome, and also sectional quiz. So I think to answer your question, to how to make it more effective or more interactive to the students, so what we recommend is, usually after you have added set of study materials like videos, PDFs, or slides, so you can add some sectional quizzes in between your curriculum. So what happens is, the students will get to know about where they stand, right? So they can go through the study material, and after going through the study material, they can just take that quiz that you have prepared, so that he gets to know where how much understanding he has, and what is his score, right? What is the level of understanding he has. So that is something really effective in an online medium. So where the student get to know where he stands, because it's completely different when you compare it to a classroom setup, right? So the student is on his own, and you have to give him some directions every now and then. So that's where these things come into handy, and you can you can create a very effective course material by infusing this quizzes in between, so they get to know where they stand after going through the materials, right? So this is the course builder, and this is very easy to create. So you just drag and drop, and you keep adding the content here, right? So I just clicked on a video part, and then you can add the videos here, upload the video. You can even embed the videos from YouTube. So all these options are out there, and you can even make certain lessons as free lessons, as you can see here. So you can make it as free or paid. By default, it will be a paid content if you have made the course as paid, right? Okay, hope that answers. Yeah, I'm just stopping the sharing. So let's take up the next question, please. Okay, so my requirement is conducting live course in total 8 sessions on every Monday and Wednesday. Is it possible using Learnyst? Okay, so great question. It's from Mr. Reddy. So great question, sir. So basically, yeah, I mean, you can conduct live classes on Learnyst, as I was just showing a moment before. So you can just go to that course builder, click on the live class, live session option there, and schedule the live class. So you can schedule the live classes within your course structure or curriculum. You can have live classes as well as the recorded sessions. So you can schedule the live classes. To answer it, you can just schedule the live classes, and you can schedule it in advance. So just like how you were having like a classroom timetable, so similar kind of a schedule you can make it online in the course, and the students can just come on that particular time and just join the live session from your own website and mobile app. So basically, the student should have enrolled to the course, and whatever the course inside the course, if you have scheduled say 8 or 10 sessions as per your curriculum requirement, so he can attend all these sessions, live sessions, right? So you can very much do that. Okay. So moving on to the next question. So it's from Mr. Pavan. So I have a static website. So if I register with Learnyst, will I get the login feature? And after login, I want to use your template from here. So homepage, which is static, will be a mine. But after login, I am willing to use Learnyst mock test template. Is it possible? Okay, great. So Pawan, yeah. So this is very much possible. So as I've shown earlier as well. So you get to launch your courses on your own branded website and mobile app. So the website will be yours. So it could be like pavanclasses.com. I'm just taking an example. So whatever is your real website, so it will get linked to your own website, and from there the learners can log in, sign up, and purchase your courses. So all this module, like from the time to sign up, from the time the student signs up till he purchases the course, and the post purchase, the course gets automatically as, and he can go through the entire course material, right? So everything is pretty much automated and everything happens on your site, right? So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, it's very much possible, and you can just host all your tests. I believe you're targeting mock tests, so you can host your tests as well as courses, and the students can just come to your site and sign up and take these tests, right? So they can purchase, or if it's a free test, they can just sign up and take the free test. So if it's a paid test, then they will have to purchase and they can access the paid course or the paid test. So it's very much possible. And again, just to clarify, I think you mentioned that you wanted your homepage to be retained and just link the Learnyst pages or the templates thereafter. So you can do that. So the trick is to just do it as a subdomain, and you can market your main page, like as I was saying, like pavanclasses.com, if that is your main page. So you can just put all your content, I mean, all your web page in pavanclasses.com, and from there you can just give a link, sign up link. We have embeddables, sign up embeddable. So you can just give a sign up embeddable over there, and the moment the student signs up, then he will be directly taken to the Learnyst this thing, or a Learnyst account that you have. So the Learnyst account can be linked as a subdomain. So it could be like courses.pavanclasses.com or online.pavanclasses.com, so anything like that. So after they sign up, they will get redirected to courses.pavanclasses.com. So from there, the Learnyst templates, the test template, and everything will be rendered. But again, it's completely on your brand. So it's online.pavanclasses.com or courses.pavanclasses.com. So it's always on your brand, but all the pages that you see will be rendered from Learnyst. So backend is Learnyst, front end or the branding will be yours. Okay, great. Okay, there's one more question coming in here from Arvind. Can Learnyst created course pages support third-party ads to defer bandwidth cost? Is there app option with Learnyst? Okay. So to answer the first question, so there are two questions here. One is about the ads, whether you can show ads in the website, and second is whether there is a app only option. So I'll take the first question and then I'll just move on to the second one. So the first question, to show the ads, we don't recommend it, and to be honest, like, we have not designed the platform to show the ads. The reason being that the platform is designed to sell courses. So when you're selling something, so usually it's not advisable to show the ads. So what happens when you show the ads is that there's a flip side to it. So the moment you start showing the ads, right, so your competitors can easily target your students. So they can start showing their ads on your website and they can grab your students. So the general notion in the industry is that if you are selling something, right? If you are selling something, then it doesn't make sense to show the ad. And if you're doing ads for the purpose of like generating revenue, believe me, I mean, if you compare core sales versus ad revenue, I think there is no comparison. I mean, core sales is way beyond money that you can earn compared to what revenue you can earn through ads. And running an ad is more disadvantageous. Probably it works for people who are like very generic platform where they have more than 10,000, 20,000 visitors per day, and it's very generic in nature, and they don't sell anything, right? I mean, like blog sites and news sites. So it makes sense for them, but someone for educators who are planning to launch their courses, I don't think ads will be a great option for them. So anyway, we are not supporting ads, and we highly discourage running ads on your sites because it does more harm than good, right? And then let's go to the next question that you have. So the next question that you have is whether there is only a app only option. Subscribe to apps. If you want to launch only mobile apps, you can just subscribe to mobile apps. You can just go to our pricing page, learnyst.com/pricing. You can see the pricing. So we have kept it quite simple over there. So we have course plan, mock test plan. So if you want to launch only courses, you can go to course plans. And then again, in the course plans, we have separated the web pricing as well as mobile pricing. And in case if you want to take up only mobile apps, you can just subscribe for the mobile app, and whatever the cost related to the mobile app will be applicable. So we provide mobile apps on both Android and iOS. So as I said, like it's completely your choice, and you can choose whichever the platform that you would like to launch, whichever the apps that you would like to launch. Sorry. Okay, great. I think we are running out of time, so probably we'll take one more question and then we will wrap it up. Okay, so this is from Jane. Thank you, Jane, for asking this. What are some tips to streamline course content, especially if the topic are heavy with concepts? So, Vaishak, you want to take this?
Yeah, sure, Ranjan. So yeah, Jane. So some tips to streamline course content if the topics are heavy. So yeah, I mean, you can like streamline meaning Ranjan, is this like I may need your help as well for this question.
Probably what I would suggest is, so basically you can use YouTube if you are finding it difficult to streamline your content. So probably you can go to YouTube and check out how people have done it. And as Vaishak was mentioning in the webinar, so you can see if it's a Creative Commons license, and if you're free to use the content, or you can just embed it. So see, embedding is something that you can do. If it is there on YouTube, you can simply embed it on your course. So it's perfectly legal. But in case if you want to reuse the content, just make sure that it is having a Creative Commons license, and then you can reuse the content with that license, or you can approach the author. The simple answer to this is, like, if you're finding it if you're finding it difficult to create the course content, and if you find it the concepts are really heavy, then I think you might have to look out for some content which is out there in YouTube or edX or any of these channels. So you might get some inspiration as to what other teachers are doing out there. I think yeah, I mean, the videos are great in terms of explaining difficult concepts. So you can do that as well if you're not finding enough material on internet or YouTube. So you can just go with a video approach where you can explain it face to face, or with a video, or with screen sharing sessions. So that would be more effective, I believe. Okay, hope that answers your question, Jane. So as we're running out of time, so we'll have to stop it here. And again, as always, it was great having all of you in the webinar. It's overwhelming, as I said, and we are just encouraged to do more and more of this kind of webinars. So we'll plan it out, and this is really an awesome feedback that we are getting from you all. So thank you very much. It's been a great honor having you all and serving you. So with that note, I'll just go to the last section. That's the offer that we have for attendees here. So there is a coupon code GROW10X. So you can use this coupon code within your 14-day trial period and get 50% discount on your first month subscription. So remember, the offer is valid only till 31st July 2020. So just make sure you apply this coupon code and take this opportunity to go online. On a final note, yeah, if you have not signed up on Learnyst yet, just do sign up on Learnyst. You get a completely 14-day free trial. And as I said, like, you can go to demo.learnyst.com. You can watch our complete demo in case you want more details about the platform. And we have some materials, handouts coming on your way in this webinar, so which you can download and make use of it. So with that note, I'm just closing this webinar. And as always, you can reach us through the chat, through emails. So just sign up with us and we can get connected again, right? So with that note, I'll just wrap it up. Vaishak, you have any final words before we close?
No, Ranjan. So it's been an amazing session. I know I'm really glad to be part of the session. So it was good. Thanks. Nothing much, Ranjan.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, and stay safe. So we'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye.